course.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of the Solo Female Traveler podcast. Today, I am here with Sara Li. Sara Li and I connected on Instagram. As I said, like Instagram is a wonderful place to connect with other people, with like-minded people. So, Sara is from Toronto, Canada, and she was sharing with me about what she's up to right now. So she started a coaching business 3 months ago, and she's also a traveler. So she traveled around Asia for 16 months. So hi, Sara. Thank you so much for being here. And can you please tell us more about your business and what you're doing right now? And of course, I will ask you more about your travels later.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. I am Sara Li. I'm Canadian who has traveled around Asia for about 16 months, and I've also started my own business in life coaching. So I help multi-passionate millennials who are feeling lost and stuck in their quarter life crisis to figure out what it is they want and bring that to life together. So
Awesome.
it's a little bit of what I do.
That's great. That's great. So let's just start with first with the traveling aspect, and then we'll go into your business to talk about your business. So how come that you were like, you know what, I'm gonna go to Asia for 16 months and that's it. See you later. So how did you come to that? How did you make that decision? Because it's not easy.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people ask me how I could travel for so long and why and all of these questions. It's really that it started out as a journey of indefinite length. I just booked a one-way flight, one hostel stay, and was like, all right, gonna figure it out. I don't know how long I'm gonna be gone, but I'm gonna be gone for at least a few months, I think. And if I hate it, I can go home, but if I love it, I'll continue. So really,
Wow.
it started off as a curiosity about the region itself. I'm half Chinese, so I wanted to learn more about China, and I always had interest in Japanese and Korean culture, so I wanted to explore that. But then I was like, oh, Southeast Asia, it sounds like a cool place. I don't know anything about it. Why not learn while I go there? And um, and so that's like one aspect of it. And then the other aspect is that I needed time for myself to really explore who I wanted to be and how to improve myself. It was a very much a like self-discovery and self-development sort of trip for myself. Um, I wanted to
Wow.
push my boundaries. I wanted to explore and try all the different things and see what I liked, what I didn't like in a completely new environment. So that's like the biggest reason why I just went off and traveled on my own.
No, definitely. I mean, when you're in a new environment, you only have one choice, which is to grow. And it's like you didn't like it or don't like it. But if you like it, it's like so many wonderful things that start happening to your mindset, to you, to your soul. And it might sound like a little cliche, like, oh yeah, travel to grow and this and that, but it's what happens.
It's true,
Like
yeah.
and so your first country was China?
My first country was Thailand, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. That's great. You're like, okay, one way ticket to Thailand and one hostel stay. That's amazing.
Yeah, I still had some of those fears, so I had researched a little bit into like where is a good place to go in between the West and the East, so I don't have intense culture shock, but I could slowly ease into it, and Thailand was a good start.
Yeah, okay. I heard that. I haven't been to Thailand yet. Um, I did quite completely the opposite when I went to Asia, and I went to like, oh, the most unknown country, like to me. And then when I got there, it was Vietnam. When I got to Ho Chi Minh, I was just like, oh my god, but I survived. So that's great. So how is so now I'm curious about your business. So it's like, how is that? So it's like, was it that during your travels that you decided, you know what, I want to help other millennials going through this, or like was when you come back and you were like, oh, I want to start this business and help this way and that way. So how was that? You decided like, okay, I'm going to start this and I'm going to do this and um
Really came in phases actually. So I did a lot of personality tests and career assessments and like self-discovery for years after graduating university because I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I was determined to do something that I wanted to do rather than settling for a job that was draining the life out of me.
Yeah.
And so I had found a few different ideas, but they were vastly different from each other. So I tried to explore a few of them, and then the time came for me to travel. So I was like, you know what? I don't need to make a decision right now. It's fine. I can just wait. But then really the Eureka moment came in when I got back from my trip. And I woke up one day just realizing that my passion is self-development.
Wow.
It was like this pure, clear, light moment of clarity. And it felt so great because then I was like, aha. So out of all these options that I had been considering, this makes the most sense. And then I worked on narrowing that down and found that life coaching was just the best fit. It allows me to be my own boss, to work online, and so I can travel more. And also it's very much about the self-development world. It mixes my interest in like healthcare, mental health, counseling, that kind of thing, but puts it into a more future focus. So I'm helping people grow and push forward and move forward in their lives. And that's something that I am really excited about whenever I think about it.
I mean, yeah, of course it's exciting. You're pretty much like, that's so great. Like pretty much you help people to design their future while you designing your future. And that's awesome because we all have the realization after traveling that it's like, no, I don't want to be part of corporate, or no, I don't want to, have the same routine every day for 40 years. It's like we become creative and we start like, oh, well, I'm going to go for business for myself somehow. So
yeah, we get creative about what we want, and we don't settle anymore. We are really much more focused on making a life that we love. And I think that's what's really powerful.
No, that's great. And are your potential so who are your potential clients? Like people that is already a traveler, or people that is wanting to travel, or just people that just want something different out of life, or who?
I said multi-passionate millennials, but really it's people who are curious, who are open-minded, who want to explore, who want more out of life. And that often correlates with travelers. They have a very similar mindset about life. And so whether they're already a traveler or they haven't done it yet, but they're interested in doing so, I think they have that same mentality of that curiosity, that open-mindedness, that interest in the world and something more, something that's more than just themselves or being a cog in the wheel.
That's great. That's great. Of course, like when people have that curiosity and they're more open to, get help and go out and explore and just, work on themselves, and that's amazing. Yeah, that's great that you're doing that. So how, besides the people, how does your business relate to traveling?
There's sort of a few aspects to it, and one of them is that I was in my own quarter life crisis. I was lost after university. I didn't know what I was doing. And so I really understand that perspective, and those people are the ones that I want to help, the ones who need to get out of their shells, to grow as people, to become more. They want more. And I want to help them figure out what that more is for them so that they can be happy and fulfilled and living life on purpose, so that, yeah, they're happy in the end. But that's sort of one aspect of it where like I've been in their shoes, and those are the kinds of people I want to help. But then also there's that aspect of just this adventure and this different lifestyle that curious, open-minded traveler type people really enjoy. And so a lot of people will make travel work for themselves. They'll work a little bit and then go traveling, or they'll try and start something online so that they can keep traveling, or they'll work odd jobs so they can travel. So those people are the ones that I see, they want that lifestyle. They want to create something that is fulfilling and different from the status quo. And I share the same values as them. So I think that we have this really great, this mesh when we work together, that I can help them create that lifestyle that they really want because I understand it a lot. And I want to do the same.
Yeah, no, and that's great because yeah, definitely you can relate 100% to those people, and you're creating that for yourself. So it's like you're teaching what you're applying. So
I really want to encourage it. Like, I think that so many people don't take the risk, don't try to travel because they're scared or they're worried or other things that are holding them back. But really, I want to encourage them to stop settling, to stop living life according to other people's wishes or interests. It's your life. You should try and become the best version of yourself and take the most advantage of your life possible, because you only have this one.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I always say. You only live once, and yeah. But that's great that you're providing that service, and then because I think that it takes a lot of self-discovery to know like what you really want and what you're settling for, and also, yeah. I mean, once you know what you really want, it's like just go for it, and then if you know it and you didn't go, well, it's your fault. But like what I see is that most people don't even know what that is. It's like they don't know what they want. So it's like, how are you gonna, get it? So I think that's great that you are like providing that for other people and like helping them discover themselves, and like also like providing support and guidance on how to get it because you're doing it yourself. And I think that's really amazing.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Because I've gone through that myself as well. Like I always thought that's my therapy. Like, oh, I feel lost. I'm gonna go travel for a few months, and then when I come back, I'm like, oh, it was amazing, and I love it. I want to go back again, but I need to work again and save, and then go travel. But then in the meantime, it's like, oh, I wish I it was like when I was younger, like I wish I could have someone that could help me to go through this right now, because then I realized that post-travel depression was a real thing, and I didn't have anyone to understand me. So I wish I knew you back then. Yeah. What are you thinking about?
I was just thinking about post-travel depression and how I was reading a post about that recently, and I don't have a solution for it. It's really quite an interesting part. You just need support, and you need to ease yourself back into things and try and remember as much as possible of your trip, but also plan for the next one. Keep going.
Yeah, exactly. It's like kind of like, don't get stuck in the past. Don't let the past determine your future. But yeah, it's like I'm getting all confused right now because I've been studying a lot about that, like because I meditate a lot. So it's like, okay, like don't let your past condition your future. But then it's also don't live in the future all the time. So stay present. Yeah, live with the future, but not with the programming you have from the past.
Yeah, I did a 10-day meditation retreat in Myanmar, so I know what you're talking about.
Wow, and how was that?
Intense, very intense. It's a silent meditation retreat, so you can't talk, you can't make eye contact, you can't read or write, like none of it. You're also like in the cafeteria, you're seated in like opposite sides, so you don't actually face anyone. Like it's very detail oriented. Of you pretend that no one else is there, but you know other people are there.
Wow. And what did you learn about that, if you don't mind telling me?
It was intense. I learned a lot because there are videos at the end of each day that you watch. Well, it was in Burmese, the audio recording, but then they had a video in English playing for us foreigners. There were 3 of us. So they teach you basically the process of meditation, and over time they eventually reveal different aspects as to how meditation will help your life. And there's also some Q&A periods that you can ask them, but I think I asked too many questions, so they had to bring in a translator for me. A few things that I learned was that to go from anxious and worried and just thinking about your life all the time, being present is the best way to calm yourself down and to better understand yourself and to move forward. So rather than getting caught up in all of the what ifs, all of the potential situations, and all of the past situations too, what you want to do is just breathe and bring yourself to where you are now. And that will allow you to see what the reality is. Like, you can accept who you are right now. You don't have to like the person you are at this point, but you can accept it as reality because that's what is happening. And then that's where you can start to move forward. And that's where you can start to see better improvements in yourself and your life. Another really great aspect that I learned was that with the breathing meditation that we were taught, you start to feel sensations in your body so that you can better understand your reactions and calm down your reactions. So if you get angry, usually there's this heat that passes in your body, and for certain people it'll be in their torso area, some people it'll be in their head, some people it's in their hands, and you come to recognize those symptoms, those signs of anger or sadness or even joy, like good emotions too, and you get to calm yourself down and breathe before you react. So we change it from reaction into conscious and purposeful actions that we choose to do. And that's how we become better, because we don't lash out. We don't immediately listen to our emotions and let our bodies decide for us. We, as our own person, get to decide how we want to react to a situation. So those are just a little bit of it.
That's amazing.
It was definitely intense, but I definitely recommend it to basically everyone. It's a great learning experience. There's no phones. You have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You sit on a mat for 10 hours a day. You get 2 very simple meals. Like, this is the bare basics, and it teaches you to appreciate how little you really need in your life, and how much you can be happy and feel at peace without so much stuff around. That's why I really liked it.
That's amazing. And yes, it sounds intense for sure. When I go to Myanmar, I will ask about it because I want to do it now.
They have global locations. And
okay. Yeah. Even better. Okay, I will ask you after the interview for that.
Yeah, I can give you the link for sure.
Yeah, I mean, because I have what I was saying about, like, before, like you know, the condition from the past, and then the present, and then the future. Something that I've been reading lately is that when you get those feelings, when something triggers you, it's because it's your body taking control over your mind. Mm-hmm. And it's not your mind, you know. It's like the body's supposed to be the servant, and then it's like, no, it's when that happens to you, it's because it's quite the opposite. Your mind becomes the servant of your body. Mm-hmm. And that I had to read about that. Like, I haven't been in a 10-day retreat like you did, so, which sounds amazing.
Yeah, there's definitely this conditioning of the body that we're just trained over time to react in certain ways to certain situations, and that we lose our own control in those kinds of situations. Yeah,
no, definitely. Okay, Sarah, so we are running out of time. So I don't know if you have any closing thought about what you shared with us today about your business, your travels, your meditation, and if there is anything else that you would like to add.
I think that I just really want people to encourage themselves to get out of their comfort zones, to
Yeah.
push their boundaries, and really take time for themselves
Yeah.
to discover who they are and who they want to be, because that is a really, really important step in starting to live a life that is really yours, is really what you want. And I
Yeah.
think that we all deserve to live happily and satisfied and fulfilled. So definitely take that solo trip, take that adventure, explore as much as you can, but also be safe.
Yes, yes, definitely. Well, Sarah, thank you so much. It was amazing talking to you.
You too.